Here's our Aramaic verse of the week. We're in Daniel chapter 2, verse 23. Lach elah avahati mahodei u ma shavak ana. Okay. To you, God of my fathers. Okay. So la is to, as in Hebrew. Ka is you, as in Hebrew. Although God is masculine, in Hebrew this would normally be laka, I think. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But to you is fair enough. Elah, this is the Aramaic version of Elohim, but it's plural in Hebrew for some reason, even though God is conceptualized as singular. But Elah in Aramaic is not. And apparently this is also construct. I'm not quite sure why it's construct, because normally I would expect for example, in Hebrew, and somewhat in Aramaic that we've seen, and we will see later on in this verse, I would expect the vowel to diminish when it's in construct. So I'm not quite sure how you would tell. In fact, I don't think you could tell by the form that this is construct. Maybe it's the context. In Hebrew, or in the Hebrew Bible, it has an accent that is down and over, kind of pointing in that direction, in the direction of the next word. I think for you it'd be like that. So it's pointing in that direction. But to you, God of Avahati. So the Hirik Yod is my. The plural comes from the Tav, and then Av is father. Abba, Av. So fathers, my fathers, to you, God of my fathers, thanking and praising am I. So Ana is I here. In Hebrew, it would be Ani, so it's close. How do I tell that these are participles? The mem with the shavah, we've seen that several times. Aramaic seems to like participles more than Hebrew does. So this mem tells me that we have a participle, and that it's not a G stem participle, not a basic pa'al participle, but in one of the other stems. So for example, here it's a H stem or a hafel participle. And here with the doubled second letter, it's a D stem participle or a pa'el participle. So thanking and praising. So the word yada is for thank here, and then shabak is the praise here. So thanking and praising. Now, what seems to be assumed here, we're going to hear what the answer is to Daniel in a few verses. But in between verse 222 and 223, it seems like, ding, God has given Daniel the answer to the dream. We're not told about God giving the answer to we're not told to God giving the answer to the dream, but we know that by the time we get to this verse, God has given Daniel the answer to the dream. So, to you, God of my fathers, I am thanking and praising for D. D can mean that, and it also it seems like it can mean for, and it also can be of sometimes in equivalent, it seems. So, to you, God of my fathers, thanking and praising am I for kok mata u gabur u guber u gaburata. So I think that's a vocal schwa because it comes after a long vowel. Yahab yahabta li. Okay, what is this? The wisdom. So kamatz aleph is the, and then kokma is wisdom in both Hebrew and Aramaic. So that's a kamatz katuf, I think, a short O, because it's kokma in Hebrew. So I'm thinking, and when you have two shawahs next to each other, the first one is silent and the second is vocal. So if this is a silent shawah, it has to be in a closed syllable, which means that this has to be a short vowel, which means it has to be a short O and not a long A. Vowels are crazy. So kokmata, the wisdom. Ugabura ta, and the power. So Gabor, mighty man, Gabor man. So the Kamatz Aleph again is the. Um, it looks plural, but let me just think about it for a second. Okay, maybe it's not. Just the way the word is. So for the wisdom and the might, Yahav ta. So you gave. So the ta here, again, it's interesting that the shavad, because I would have wanted it in Hebrew to be Yahav ta for a second masculine singular, because in Hebrew that's a second feminine singular. But this is a Grundstamm, a G stem, a pa'al in Aramaic. It would be call in Hebrew, but pa'al. You gave, and then li, to me. La is to, and then Hirik Yod is me, like me. So let me look at the conjugation for a second. Well, it looks like Aramaic sometimes does ta and sometimes does t. So this is second masculine singular, even though I don't know why it does that. I'm sure there's a good reason. So to you, God of my fathers, thanking and praising am I for the wisdom and the might you gave to me. Ka'an, and now, so that's just an adverb, and that's I don't know why it's in front of a kaf. That's not that normal. I mean, bump letters are where we expect a sharuk. But, and now, so here's a long one. Hodatani. So you caused me to know. All right, so the H on the front here tells me it is an H stem or a hafel in Aramaic, hifil in Hebrew, hafel in Aramaic. This is yada. This often happens in Hebrew too, where the yod becomes a holum in an H kind of situation. The tav is where the u comes from, so it's second masculine singular. And then ni is me. So here, ni, li, t, those are all my, me kind of endings. So the bigger they are, the harder they fall. We can break it apart. The word is yada. It's a hafel or an H stem because it has an H on the front. It's second masculine singular because it has a tav here, and it has a suffix, an object suffix, me. You caused me to know. Okay, so that's a hafel stem. It's a perfect. So this was perfect, and this is perfect. And so for D, the a na minak, okay, for, or you caused me to know what we asked you. We asked from you. So again, look at this kaf again. All these are referring to Yahweh, but it's just k. This is min, from you. So we have min on the front and ka on the end, from you. We asked, so the word here, so na is the Aramaic equivalent of nu in Hebrew. So this is ba'a, to ask, and then na is we asked. So it's also perfect tense. So we do have some finite verbs here. We do have some participles as we've become used to, but we do have some finite verbs here. You gave, you made me know, and here we asked. So na, we're going to see na again down here. So the na is the we asked. What? So you made me know what we asked. So in between 22 and 23, apparently God has given plop, downloading, has given Daniel the interpretation. What we asked from you, D, malat malka, for the degree of the king, ho da tena, you caused us to know. So we've seen this decree of the king, milat malka. We've seen that before. This is construct. The patak, the patak tav is a standard, a feminine singular construct in Hebrew as well. So a decree of, and then kamatz aleph is the, and then melech king, the decree of the king, for the king, the decree of the king, hodatena, you caused us to know. So again, bigger they are, the harder they fall. We have yada, hiding in there, to know. We have the causative, hey, on the front. We have the tav, that is the second masculine singular. You made, so here it's you made me know. Notice he switches from the singular, Daniel, to the plural, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, included, I assume, to the we. So it goes from me to we in this verse. So the na, again, is us. So here it's an object suffix. You caused us to know. And the accent is on the second to last syllable for that word. That suggests probably here I should have accented the second to last as well. Hoda tani, hoda tena, second to last. That's my guess. All right, so to you, God of my fathers, thanking and praising am I for the wisdom and the might you gave to me, and now you made me to know what we asked from you, for the decree of the king you caused us to know. And that's our Aramaic for the week, Daniel 2:23.